Castlevania, one of the most legendary and iconic games franchises of all time, that would have started way back in the early days of 8-bit consoles with the original Nintendo, will gradually see a shift to other consoles during later generations, even with the PlayStation 2, where games would move away from the side-scrolling elements of previous games. While they're still considered the go-to, it would be inevitable for the series to transition into 3D, very much like other popular franchises, to kind of take advantage of popular trends and just the rise of 3D gaming during this period. So when Castlevania Curse of Darkness released for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox in 2005, it would be the fourth 3D created Castlevania title to mix in a lot of different elements that would be familiar with the franchise's gameplay and story, but have a lot of kind of like spin-off elements to try and prolong the lore behind all of the stories within the franchise itself. The plot around Curse of Darkness is set within the 14th century and is based 3 years after the events of Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, and you play as the character of Hector, who arrives at an abandoned castle to confront his adversary Isaac. After Dracula has been defeated, Isaac has powers that he is using for his own personal gain, but Hector gave up his powers. So in order for Hector to regain his powers, Isaac kills Hector's partner with the aim to try and reinvigorate that rivalry that they once had, which Hector reluctantly does so in order to gain revenge, which unravels the story even further as you progress through the abandoned castle that will take you through many different dark rooms and environments where you'll have to solve a multitude of different puzzles, traps, to uncover the lore of the story even further. Upon your journey though, you will meet other characters and other entities that will also help you, where you'll acquire various different magic spells, weapons and abilities that you'll need in order to complete many of the game's puzzles and elements that lie within. Upon the game's release, it received positive reviews, with its praise for its combat system, music, content and replay value, but there were some criticisms towards the overall story and characters, mainly even with the repetitive level design and overall gameplay, because you will find yourself backtracking throughout similar type of environments a lot in this game in order to unlock different areas to explore, so it can feel a bit samey after a while. But it's not to say that it's a bad thing. It's a really good, solid game. If you're a fan of the Castlevania series and want to see what the more modern games look like during this time, it would have been one of the go-to options, that's for sure. Plus, if you like 3D hack and slash style games, this is definitely up there with them for sure, that you'll have a lot of fun with. And even the fact is that it has RPG elements thrown in so that you can level up your character's abilities and weapons as you play. So there's a lot of replay value here. Even upon completing the story, you'll find that there's new areas that you couldn't get to in the first playthrough that you'll be able to access the second time round or the third time round, and you'll gain access to even more weapons and even more abilities that you didn't get the first time also. So there's more than enough reasons to keep playing it long after the first playthrough. It's an interesting game. It does have a unique story regardless of what the critics say, and it does tie into the Castlevania universe, even though it is more of a spin-off. But that will tell you how big the franchise is that they can allow for different tangents within the story arc itself and bring new characters into the mix to bring them into the limelight. The universe of Castlevania is just so vast and wide that anything is possible really. But if you're a fan, yeah, this is just another one to check out. It is a solid game, although I will admit myself, it can be a bit repetitive with the environments that you traverse around. But if you like exploration and weapons based combat, you will have a lot of fun with this. A solid game all round. But I would love to know your thoughts of this. What do you think of it yourself? Have you played it? Are you even a fan of the Castlevania series in general? It will be interesting to hear your stories in this, so be sure to share it down in the comments below. out. And if you would like to see more content around more interesting games like this that were also released on the PlayStation 2, then you can check out this playlist right here.